What's going on, y'all? What's the deal? It's AP, and today marks the 6th anniversary of the untimely passing of my guy, our guy, Phife Dawg from A Tribe Called Quest. And I'm about to tell y'all the skinny, and I'm going to give y'all the deal on this brand new album that dropped today. His estate released the album titled Forever in his loving memory in memorandum of his life and his legacy. And also, by the way, if you like the content that you're listening to right now and watching, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. You already know I appreciate it, and I appreciate y'all. And this album has 13 tracks on it, and it sounds sonically amazing, and it's sequenced very well from beginning to end. The album doesn't sound dated whatsoever. Now, Phife passed away 6 years ago in 2016, around the same time, like a couple months before Tribe Called Quest album, actually the last album that they came out with, actually dropped. So this album was recorded for a couple years prior to that because Phife was going through his complications and his ups and downs, unfortunately, with his, with the ailment and the disease that we know is diabetes. Phife was going through dialysis and all kind of, health issues and things like that associated with diabetes. So this album was recorded over some years prior to his passing, right up until his passing. Actually, we're gonna get into that in a few minutes. But the album is produced amazingly well, and it is executive produced by Phife's DJ Rasta Root Liverpool, who did an amazing job on this one right here. Track number 1 is intro. His mom is on the intro. And then we jump into track number 2, which is produced by Knife Wonder, Only a Coward. And it's basically self-explanatory, talking about how only a coward would do certain things, like put their hand on women and do the cowardly things that men do. And Phife has a lesson. Phife is dropping jewels on this album. On this album, he's basically saying, you better get your ish together, before your time is ticking. Time is too late. So get your life, get your things in order, get everything together. Then we go into Fall Back, which features a very nice verse from Rhapsody. And we have a nice R&B hook on there by Renee. I'm not going to even try to pronounce her last name, but her name is Renee. And the beat is very smooth, very laid back, I absolutely love the beat, and it's produced by Chris Christ. I know I might be butchering your name, but that's who it's produced by. Very dope song. Then 4, we got Nutshell Part 2, which features Busta and Redman. That joint has been out for a minute, and that was produced by Dilla. And number 5, track 5, is the female joint called Sorry, featuring V Rich, and that was produced by my guy Knots. Knots does actually a couple songs on this album. I think two tracks on this album. And Knots is like one of my favorite producers right now. Out of all my favorite producers I have, it's like really I'm narrowing it down to 3, 4 maybe. And Knots is one of them. Knots has had a very big year. He did some work on Busta Rhymes' Extinction Level Event 2 album. Then he did the Snoop Dogg Benny song, Busta and Jadakiss song, Murder Music. So Knots, I love his production. He does Sorry. And then, like I said, it's a female joint. And he's just basically, Phife is talking about how, he took a female, he took a female for granted, something that all of us men do sometimes. We take certain women for granted. And he's basically saying how he's sorry and how he just sorry for doing that. Track 6 is the Dear Dilla dedication, a dedication to J Dilla. And it features Q-Tip, and it was produced by DJ Rasta Root. And on this one right here, Q-Tip has an amazing chorus and hook. Q-Tip doesn't rhyme on this one. He's showing us his vocal range on this one. And in the hook, Q-Tip also bigs up Phife and says, that he's missed, and he knows that, Q-Tip is saying that he knows that Phife is up there in heaven with Dilla. It's a very beautiful song. Phife does a dedication to Dilla, and then Q-Tip comes in there and sprinkles the Tribe magic on there. Track 7 is Wow Factor, featuring Messio of De La Soul. I like this joint right here. Very up-tempo joint produced by Crisis. I know, once again, I'm producing your name wrong. Apologies in advance for that. Number 8 is Residual Curiosities, featuring my girl, Lyric Jones. I love me some Lyric Jones. She is is like the dopest female MC right now. But her vocals, she's also a singer, and her vocals are absolutely amazing on this song. If you haven't heard of Lyric Jones, check out her last album, which was a Five Mic classic album to me. Very dope album. I loved it when it came out 2 years ago. And on this one, it's just basically talking about throughout the song how, people come into our lives for a season. And sometimes, we can take them for granted sometimes, and we just, got to embrace the moment of having someone in our lives, because at some point they could be gone. Like the female that Phife is talking about in this song in particular, how he was, really feeling this girl, really feeling the song. She was loving him and loving his music. And really, he was loving her for her hip hop ways, her gold chain she was wearing, the dookie, big gold earrings. And, he was affectionate towards her. He really liked her. And he turned out she passed away. And, he's missing her presence. So very dope song. Track 9 is God Send, featuring Dwale. I love Dwale's music. He needs to come out with some new music ASAP. And that was produced by Bobby Unza and G Coop. I think I'm saying that right. And Godsend is basically, self-explanatory song. Phife is getting real personal. Phife is talking about, his own struggles. On this song, Phife talks about how he gets real personal with us. He lets us in on his life and his struggle with diabetes. He talks about how he was on the waiting list for a kidney transplant. I mean, I was listening to this song just getting real emotional, just thinking about the struggle that Phife had to go through and the struggle of people that I personally know that died from complications with diabetes. I mean, this is a very smooth song. I love the beat. The hook and the chorus by Dwale is absolutely amazing. Excellent song. Track number 10 is Round Irving High School, and it features Phife's mom, who is actually a poet. And her name is Cheryl Boyce Taylor, and also Angela Winbush is on the song. Angela Winbush actually produced the song. And for those of y'all that don't know about Angela Winbush, the R&B singer Ronald Isley's ex-wife, you need to Google her, Angela Winbush. You need to Google Angela Winbush. Yes, Angela Winbush had a very dope R&B music career about 30 years ago. She was amazing. Then we go into number 11, which is French Kiss, the female joiner there. I was bumping this song maybe about 4 or 5 months ago. It came out like roughly around 6 or 7 months ago. Very dope song. Features Redman and Illa J. Illa J is very dope, and it was produced by Potato Head People. Then we got track number 12, To Live Forever, which features Paz of De La Soul, Little Brother, and Darian Brockington, if I'm pronouncing that right. And that was produced by The Rooks and Luke Austin. I know I'm pronouncing these producers wrong. Y'all got to come up with some producers' names that I can actually say. The Rooks and Luke Austin. But that was a very dope song. It was good to hear Little Brother. It gives you this song and the instrumental, the beat gives you those Little Brother vibes. So I love the Little Brother and I love their whole movement. And Phonte is another amazing producer, one of my favorite producers of all time. So it fits in line with that whole Little Brother feel, Phonte feel. Track 13, Forever, the final song on the album. A little bit of jewels about this song. Not only was it produced by my guy Knots and DJ Rasta Root and V Rich, but this song was recorded just a mere 3 days before the unfortunate passing of Phife Dawg back in 2016. And on this song, Phife Dawg basically just talks about how if he could do everything all over again, he would make sure everything was right between him and his brother Q-Tip, and how he would make amends with their relationship. Overall, this album is 5 mics. This is a Source Magazine rating of 1 through 5, 1 being terrible, whack, 5 being a hip hop classic. This album embodies a hip hop classic. This is Phife at his lyrical apex. I mean, I haven't heard Phife come like this on tracks in years. Just to think that Phife Dawg was able to give us these dope rhymes, these classic, just that whole classic Phife Dawg sound, dope rhymes. His pen game was immaculate and absolutely outstanding on this album. Just to think that Phife was able to give us high quality lyricism and just showmanship. Knowing that he was going through a diabetes struggle and dialysis is just a testament to the strength and what the courage and what kind of man he was. It's Five Mike album, no doubt about it. This is one of the best albums to drop so far in 2022. And this is from beginning to end. I can listen to this album straight through, no skips, absolutely no skips on this album whatsoever. Thank you to State of Phife for releasing this. Thank you, Phife Dawg, man. You are much loved. Thank you for your classics over the years. This is AP. Let me know what you think in the comment section about this album. I appreciate y'all and one love.